Time now to talk winners and losers on Wall Street. We've got financial expert Rob Black joining us this morning. And Rob, as I look at the markets, yeah, the Dow's off by more than 800 points, 856 to be exact. Not a great start to the day. Good morning.
That's right. And it's down about 0% for the year. So we're not talking about a 10% pullback or a 20% bear market. Keep that in perspective. Wall Street's starting to figure out this war may take a little bit longer, and if it does, that could create a problem for oil if there's a strike against a tanker, or if we can't figure out how not to get the tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. So that's starting to get a little bit of doubts in there, because the first 4 or 5 days went pretty smoothly, but now we're into day 6 and the calendar keeps moving forward. On top of that, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said today that those 15% tariffs that Trump announced after the Supreme Court struck down his tariffs as illegal, they're going to start this week. So that about 90% of those hit the consumer or businesses. This is not a good time for that, James. And it creates inflation, especially for the middle class and lower class in consumers. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes quickly.
Let's hope so, although all the evidence right now points that it may take a little longer than some expect. Can we drill down a little bit on, you mentioned oil prices going up. I read here oil prices touching their highest level since June of last year. We're going backwards.
Yeah, typically when oil's around $60 a barrel, it's really good for the world economy. 60 to 70 is okay. Once it starts getting to $80 a barrel, it starts straining world economies. And today we're at $84.16. It's up 3%, up 15% this week. Iran said we attacked a tanker successfully. I don't know if that's true. I'm not CNN. I'm not reporting, live from the Middle East. 20% of the world's oil comes through the Strait of Hormuz, so we need to keep that moving in the right direction. Tuesday, Trump said that he was going to offer insurance as well as military escorts of oil tankers, and the oil went lower. Typically, when oil goes lower in a conflict, markets go higher, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. It signifies the bottom, but it didn't this time. Oil starts going higher again today. So world economies get hit hard with oil, and harder as the price goes from 80 to 85, 85 to 90, 90 to 95. We've been through this before. Yeah. So higher oil means higher gasoline prices, jet fuel, higher marine fuel, higher manufacturing cost when you're firing up a factory to manufacture stuff. And they're all manufacturing goods that ultimately have a higher input cost, and they're put on boats and sent to us. And it hurts the middle class and the lower incomes the hardest. So you're seeing companies like Walmart, their stock is down about 5% today, as expected. Higher inflation is coming.
Yeah, and I'm sure companies in the global travel sector, too, probably going to be feeling the pinch with all of this as well, you think?
What a mess. I looked at the calendar and I was like, wow, it's only March. And barely. The travel sector worldwide, globally, is $11.7 trillion, $11.7 trillion a year. So for that world economy, that's big money. And the first 3 days of the year, the Trump administration took out Maduro in Venezuela, and that shut down the Caribbean. A lot of Americans were on holiday in the Caribbean, and we're stuck. What a nightmare. And then in February, Mexico, their government took down a cartel leader, and violence erupted in Puerto Vallarta and other parts of the country. 9% of Mexico's economy is tied towards tourism. I had a good friend that was sending me pictures of his beers from inside his hotel room because he wasn't allowed to leave. With that said, this is the most chaotic week since probably 9/11. For the airlines, just quickly rescheduling everything. 20,000 flights have already been grounded. The Fairmont in Dubai has been hit by debris, hurting 4 people, but not hotel guests. 6,300 individuals have been stranded from a cruise that is ended in Dubai. So it's global disruption. And it's interesting to note, James, the search for the, quote, cancel for any reason insurance is up 18-fold this week. So it's not a good time to be having, booking your flights, because you don't know. You just don't know this administration right now.
Well, I mean, it's gonna cost more to fly global. It's gonna cost more just to go down the street here in the Bay Area. Uber and Lyft prices also went up last year too. We can't catch a break.
Yeah, inflation. And here's how inflation works. When inflation goes up, consumers cut back. So Uber and Lyft, they've raised their prices about 10% combined. Lyft was a little bit more. Uber was a little bit less, but combined it's about 10% in the last year. So the average ride is about $23.66. 60% of riders said that they will cut back because the price is going up too much.
Yeah.
Now the platform got the biggest cuts. The owners of Uber and Lyft, the management, made more money than the drivers. They raised prices about 33% on the platform. So make sure you tip your driver if you can.
I guess
they're not
so.
seeing that increase.
Let's end on a happy note, a price break for people that they can celebrate. We've got Apple unveiling their latest MacBook that's a lot cheaper. It should be pretty competitive with the Chromebook.
Yeah, it's called a MacBook Neo, and it's meant for schools. Both my kids are in high school, and both of them have MacBook Pros, so they're $1,500, $1,600 computers. But this is the Neo, and it's only $599, which makes it really competitive with Chromebook from Google. What's noteworthy is that the Apple product has got better premium parts in it, so I think you're going to see teenagers say, that's the one I want. And then they'll become Apple users for life is the idea. But this is thinking differently for Apple, which was their big ad campaign in the 1990s, thinking differently of not having the most expensive computer out there. Yeah. So their other cheap laptop is $999. This is a $400 off of that. Not bad.
Should be it'll be a pretty compelling option for parents, I'm sure, looking to get their kids a laptop. All right, Rob, thank you. Rob is going to be back on Monday, so let him know right now. Contact him with his information there about a story idea you want him to chat about, and we'll make sure we touch on it then.